Aaron Rodgers won back-to-back MVP, and it seemed kind of interesting because throughout the whole off season last year and beginning of training camp this year, there was a lot of acrimony between him and the ownership of the Packers and the general manager Brian Gutekunst on roster management and how he wants to be traded out of there, and they got a worked a spoken gentleman's agreement that by the end of the year they'll work on getting a trade partner. But then you watch his NFL award speech, and then you look at his Instagram posts, and it seems like he's either going to do one of two things, in my opinion. He's either going to come back as a Green Bay Packer, and the Packers are going to massage the salary cap to make it all work so it's not a rebuild, or he's just going to ride off into the sunset and retire a Green Bay Packer. I personally am starting to think maybe retirement isn't that far out of the realm of possibility. Like if I had to
Really?
rank things today, Jay, I would say return to the Packers, retirement, play with a different team. I think the going back to the Packers or retirement are the leaders in the clubhouse, in my own opinion. Just kind of reading the tea leaves and seeing, what some of the beat reporters have been saying. Like they're also in the same kind of thought process as myself too. Of they might make it work with Gutekunst because he couldn't shut up about Gutekunst and the ownership and the previous general manager of the Packers and his current head coach and Matt LaFleur during the speech ceremony or his Instagram post. And that's the complete 180 of what was happening, in the summer months leading into training camp. So I think it's either he's going back to Green Bay or he's going to retire.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to realize this whole ploy of him asking for a trade and not being happy in Green Bay. I think it's just about money. Like I don't want to boil it down to something that simple, but I'm starting to quickly realize this guy might be smarter than he's letting on, because now he's talking about being the highest paid quarterback again, and he's about to get $45 million a year from the Packers, and how hard it is going to be for him to walk away from that. And I'm thinking about it, and logically it makes no sense. Logically it makes no sense for him to ask his way out of the Green Bay Packers, which is by all accounts, I mean, the GM and the head coach did a great job building a great team around him with some great weapons and great defensive pieces as well. It's not their fault that he whittles in the playoffs, but regardless, if he was to leave the NFC North, I mean, he's beating up on cupcakes when it's the Lions and the Vikings and the Bears, and he goes to the AFC West and he has to play Patrick Mahomes twice, Justin Herbert twice, and Josh McDaniels and Carr and the Raiders twice. I mean, that's a tough pill. That's a tough, hill to climb. On top of that, let's say he goes to the AFC North. He's got to play Joe Burrow and the Bengals twice. I mean, the Browns have a stacked roster. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they're always going to be in it. You know that. No matter how bad the situation is at quarterback for Mike Tomlin, he's going to have an answer. He's going to win a few games. And then obviously Ravens. We just talked about how the Ravens were, despite having so many injuries this year, we're still in the hunt in the middle of the season and we're the number one seed. So they're not going away. I just don't think, logically looking at it from afar, it seems like the best option for him is stay in Green Bay. He's with a storied franchise. His legacy, obviously, it's not great because he's kind of faltered in the playoffs quite a bit now, but he is attached to Green Bay Packers legacy. I mean, that's a big brand in itself, and aligning yourself with that is great. So, Puma, unless he's going to go ahead and retire, I don't think he's leaving Green Bay.
I don't think so either. And Jay, you're spot on with whittling down the playoffs. I mean, we've been saying it the last couple of years on the pod that he plays like Tarzan in the regular season, and then he looks like Jane when the games actually matter in the postseason. But with all that being said, is anybody in Green Bay really calling for his job? You know what I'm saying? He's got good
Yeah.
job security. Like nobody's asking for him to
Yeah.
be fired. No one's really rushing to have Jordan Love bang down the doors to be the next quarterback for the Packers right now either. Like he's got it made. Like he could get another contract. He'll get another 2 years. He'll be the highest paid quarterback again. He'll be a happy camper because we saw this. Jay, correct me if I'm wrong. It was when Matt Stafford was with the Lions. He just got that contract extension that made Stafford the highest paid quarterback in the league. And didn't A-Rod start crying and being the squeaky wheel? And
Yeah.
then the Packers gave him what he wanted.
Well, it seems like I think with Aaron Rodgers, his vanity is a serious issue here. Like, he needs to know he's the best quarterback in the NFL, and he's not. But the one way you can make that, you can help him understand that he is by paying him a lot of money. If you pay him as the best quarterback in the NFL, he in his dumb mind can lie to himself and say, yes, I am the best quarterback in the NFL, when he's clearly not, right? So I think a lot of this is money related. I think he is full of crap. I think the joyride he took for his last offseason with the I'm not happy there, it's not about money, it's about pride. I was hurt, blah, blah. I might retire, I might go to Jeopardy. I think all that is just BS. And I think he's a very good, I think, con man in a sense, where he's throwing all these crazy stories out there, reframing. And this is a great salesman technique where you reframe the whole argument. It's not just about him retiring. Now it's about, I want the most money and I want to be traded away. There's so much out there, you don't know what's true, and then he's going to come to the table with his actual demand, which is $45 million a year, and the Packers are going to be like, of course, yes, please, come, let's sign it tomorrow,
Right, exactly.
So, I don't know. I mean, I think it's really interesting what's happening in Green Bay. I don't think that Titans thing where he bought that land and he started building a house, that I know is I know everybody poo-pooed it and said they shut it down very quickly. I just don't know why. I just got a feeling there's something there. And I think that makes sense because logically, like I said, AFC North, AFC West doesn't make sense, right? NFC, I don't really see any landing spots either. The Titans, though, that makes sense. You've got the Jags. You've got the Texans. You've got the Colts. I mean, come on. What are we going to... I'll take the Titans and Aaron Rodgers over the Colts any other week. That if you took everything away, Puma, if you just took the stories away about them shutting it down, it's not going to happen, and the Titans GM coming out saying we believe in Tannehill, doesn't that kind of make sense? Doesn't that kind of make sense a little bit there, right? I just, for some reason, that has never left me. The fact that he's building a house down there and they're the number one seed this year with a ready-made Super Bowl team. They could be the Buccaneers of last year and the Rams of this year, whether you insert the quarterback into that team and you're in the Super Bowl and you're winning it.